Good morning, class. It is Wednesday the 15th. Happy Wednesday, halfway through the week. Getting there slowly. Alright, today we're going to continue our lesson on skimming and scanning. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the differences of skimming and scanning. And we're going to, then we're going to look at some IXL and look at when we would use the skimming and scanning. So, alright, by now you should know the difference, right? Skimming is finding the overall idea. Scanning is looking for one piece of information. Alright, so the big question becomes, when would we use this on our tape test? For what reason would we use this on our tape test? And where would we use each of these? Alright, so let's look at, alright, so we've done this. What the key thing I want to talk about is key differences. Alright, here we go. Skimming is defined as a type of reading which the reader finds a quick overall subject area, main points, and gist without paying close attention to the excessive details. Scanning refers to the technique in which he moves the eyes over entire text in order to locate specific keywords. So skimming is quick, whereas scanning is selective. Skimming involves reading out the maximum amount of material in the minimum time. Scanning is a method of searching out something in a fast manner. Skimming is used with the aim of taking inside what is contained in the material without reading it word for word. On the contrary, when the reader uses scanning, he wants to find the specific fact, key information of his or her need. Skimming is used to get acquainted with the text you have not read yet. Conversely, scanning, the reader has a knowledge of what she's looking for in the given text. Alright, so we look at the comparison. Quick for skimming, selective for scanning. Maximum content and minimum time. Required data. Bird's eye of the text, spot and cast specific facts. Not familiar with the text, the reader knows what he's searching for. Alright, so now the question becomes, we're going over all this information on skimming and scanning. We need to know when we would use it on our tape test. So, for this lesson, let's jump into our, so we're going to jump into our tape practice test. Okay? So, as you can see, which we posted for Monday, we need to work on this. Let me pull this up. Our tape practice test, okay? And we're going to use these two skills and go through a few questions on your tape practice test. Okay? So pull this up. This all should be second nature at this point. How we do this, pull up the answer sheet. What I like to do is maybe put them next to each other. So I got my tape practice test and my answer sheets right here. Alright, so let's get started. Oh, there's a whole lot. Alright, what's the main idea of the passage? Wow, okay, so what are we going to use? Are we going to skim this? We're running out of time. Remember, let's just, for all intents and purposes, if we have the time, let's read the passage. So our first question, we're going to read the passage. But for practicing skimming and scanning, let's go ahead and just say this is one of the last questions in our tape test. Alright, so the question is, what's the main idea of the passage? Are we going to skim it, or are we going to scan it? We're not looking for one specific piece of material. We're looking to get a bird's eye view of the text, or as it was, skimming is used to find a gist, right? Taking insight without reading it word for word. Skimming wants you to get the main points in the gist, main idea. Alright, so what's the main idea? Alright, let's read the passage, or let's skim the passage. It's most likely you've never had diphtheria. You probably don't even know who has suffered from this disease. In fact, you don't even know what diphtheria is. Okay, without the proper functioning immune system, the simplest illness, even a common cold, can turn deadly. On average, your immune system needs more than a week to learn how to fight off an unfamiliar microbe. Certain microbes are so virulent that they can overwhelm or escape your natural defenses. Vaccines make the difference. Alright, so traditional vaccines contain parts of microbes or whole microbes that have been altered so they don't cause disease. When your immune system confronts these harmless versions of the germs, it quickly clears them from your body. In other words, vaccines track your immune system in order to teach your body important lessons about how to defeat its opponents. So, we skimmed it. So, what do you think the main idea is? You've probably never had diphtheria. Traditional vaccines contain altered microbes. The 19th and earliest 20th centuries were a dark period of medicines. Vaccines help the immune system function properly. Main idea is the most important thing, alright? Alright, vaccines. Talks about diphtheria. It's probably not just about diphtheria. Traditional it's not that they contain altered microbes. It's not that there was a dark period for medicine, right? The whole general idea is that vaccines help the immune system properly. Good. What statement is not a detail? Alright, so we're focusing on okay, so let's look at these. 100 years ago, children were at the greatest risk of dying from untreatable diseases. Vaccines contain microbe parts or altered microbes. The immune system typically needs a week to learn how to fight a new disease. The symptoms of the disease do not emerge until the body has learned how to fight the microbe. So not a detail. 100 years ago, children were at greatest risk. Alright, so for all intents and purposes, like we talked about, you're not going to be able to skim and scan this particular question because you need to read and figure out which one is not in the passage. So let's go ahead and skip this because this is not possible. Some things are just not possible, right, to skim and scan. So we need to make sure that, like we talked about the last 2 days, that you're reading when you need to, you're skimming and scanning when you have to. Alright? So this one is a word we can this is a question we can use scanning for. What is the meaning of the word virulent? Let's listen. Virulent. Okay? Virulent. Alright. So, let's scan this one. Let's see. Alright, third paragraph. Traditional vaccines. Let's look for the word virulent. When you use these harmless version, it generally clears them. In other words, vaccines. Okay, that's not the third paragraph. Your body gains upper hand. Certain microbes. Okay, here we go. So, what we do is we scan for the word virulent. Certain microbes are so virulent that they can overwhelm or escape your natural defenses. In those situations, vaccines can make all the difference. We're going to do context clues next week, so this kind of plays into that. But they're so virulent that they can overwhelm or escape your natural defenses. Contagious, tiny, malicious, or annoying. Ooh. Contagious, tiny, no. Annoying, no. Malicious, so malicious that they can overwhelm or escape your natural defenses. In those situations, vaccines can make all the difference. Or are they contagious? We're talking about a vaccine. We're talking about vaccines are so contagious. Alright, so contagious means you can catch it easily. Okay, so we see how we scan. Alright, primary purpose in writing this essay. Okay, what is he trying to do? So we've skimmed the document, and we know we've talked about primary purpose, author's purpose. We did it about a month ago. So let's review. Is he trying to persuade us to do something, to analyze, Is he trying to entertain you, tell you a story, or is he trying to inform you about vaccines? He's trying to inform you about it, right? Or is he trying to persuade you? Let's see what it says. In other words, vaccines can trick your immune system to teach your body about a lesson. If he's trying to persuade, is he trying to persuade you to take vaccines? No, he's trying to inform you about them. Okay? All right, this is when we can scan, right? If the Malbec family is looking for occasional weekend childcare, which of the people seeking work should they contact? All right. So occasional weekend childcare. So what are we looking for? Part-time weekend. All right. Part-time. Ooh, Tuesday and Thursday. That might not work. Ooh, occasional evening and weekend care. Call Regina. Okay, Regina might be an option. Occasional babysitting. Okay, doesn't say anything about weekend. 10 years experience, local references, like housework, Monday through Friday. Doesn't look like it. 20 years old, part-time, weekends only. Alright, so they're looking for occasional part-time week. 20-hour regular part-time nanny work, weekends only. So we've got a Lisa and we've got a Regina. Okay, so we just scan through the document. We're not taking all day. Alright, then for a single Friday night. Alright, so we know weekends. Okay, so maybe not. A full-time nanny position. May include local references. Very responsible and reliable. Love kids. Contact me. Devoted experience. Reliable nanny seeks part-time nanny work. Also occasional for a week. Available for occasional evening and weekends. So occasional evening and weekends. Yeah. So we've got again Regina. Now is it James or Jose? So James. 6 full-time nanny position, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Junior available for occasional babysitting. So we're looking at Jose and Regina. Okay, occasional weekends, Saturday and Sunday only. A 2-day-a-week babysitter for 4 kids. Who are they most likely? A 2-day-a-week babysitter. Part-time nanny. So, part-time, 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday. Regina, 3 for 3. She's just killing this work. All right, see how we're just scanning this? We're not reading the whole thing. We're just going through, okay, which of the people seeking work might also cook dinners for the Cantonarini family if that person was hired for childcare. We'll consider occasional light housework and cooking. See how we scanned it earlier? We're just looking for the specific piece of information. All right, we're stopping there. We've gone through a whole bunch of questions. But look, in about 5 minutes, we've gone through a ton of these tape questions. And if you watch this video, hint, 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 you will get the answers for your work. All right, you see, this is how we skim and scan. It's very important. Scan, we're just looking for that one piece of information. Your eyes are going right there and we're getting an answer. Skimming is a little harder and a little bit more time consuming. Skimming, we're going to have to read. All right. Remember what we talked about in our PowerPoint video the other day. And we're running out of time, so I don't want to bring it up. But skim, read the title, read the first line in the paragraph, the last line, get the overall main idea. Okay. Skimming, you can get away with scanning, just finding a piece of information on your tape test, like one piece here, one piece there. But if you got questions about main idea and you haven't read any of it, then you're not gonna, or you don't have a good gist of it. All right. Remember, skimming is reading as much, getting the main idea, the most important information in a very quick manner. It means just kind of leaving out pieces. Again, last time, disclaimer, do not skim if you have the time. You've got time on your tape test. Read the passages. Understand what you're reading. You're going to get more information if you read the whole thing than you skim and scan. All right? So, this is going to wrap up the video for today. and I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Talk to you guys soon.